Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
J. Edgar Hoover called it the finest program on the radio, the official radio program of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This is your FBI. This episode from May 16th, 1947 is entitled The Professional Killer.
The Equitable Life Assurance Society presents This is Your FBI. This is Your FBI, the official broadcast from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Presented as a public service by the Equitable Life Assurance Society of the United States and the Equitable Society's representative in your community. Tonight's FBI file, The Professional Killer.
Your FBI not only pursues every criminal who violates a federal statute, but it also makes a close, keen, analytical study of the field of crime all over the nation. For crime is the business your FBI is engaged in. And like every successful organization, it realizes that the more it knows about its business, the better job it'll be able to do. With that in mind, your FBI recently completed a study of crime throughout 48 states. And the study brought forth one fact that is not only shocking, but is also indicative of the self-evident truth that the crime wave, unless stifled quickly, will soon be out of hand. That one single fact is that in the United States today and every day, there are 36 people murdered. In the past 2 hours, 3 people have been killed by criminals. Tonight's FBI file opens in a small, smart nightclub located in a large Midwestern city. In an office in the rear of this establishment, Larry Mansfield, the owner of the club, is just greeting a visitor.
Sit down, Mr. West.
Okay.
You use cigars?
No.
When did you get to town?
A couple of hours ago.
Well, you make good time.
I want to get out just as quick.
Very well. We'll get right down to business.
Good.
Are you familiar with this town?
Not very.
Do you know where the Central Hotel is?
No, but I'll find it.
It's over on the west side. It's a small hotel. You may have...
Can a cab get there?
Yes.
Forget the directions. Just give me the address.
Okay. Here it is.
Right.
The party I want taken care of lives in the Central Hotel, room 819.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the key.
What's the party's name?
Sanford.
Sanford. Get it.
West.
Yeah.
How do you intend to handle the killing?
Why?
Well, I just thought inasmuch as this is a hotel you're going to...
Mr. Mansfield, let's get something straight, huh? You own this nightclub, don't you?
Yes.
Am I telling you how to run it?
No.
Hey, don't tell me how to run my business.
Sorry.
What about dough?
I'll pay when the job is done. You come back here tomorrow night.
I don't want to wait around that long. What's the matter with tomorrow morning?
I won't be here.
Oh, where do you live? I'll come there.
All right. Here's my card.
Thanks. Guess it's time I went to work. Don't rumble, sweetheart.
Who are you?
That don't matter.
Well, how did you...
Look. I got a gun here. Let me ask the questions.
Go ahead.
You live in this room?
Yeah?
What's your name?
Sanford.
Who's your husband?
I don't have one.
Oh? Was your brother then, your father?
That's a blank, too, mister.
Well, who else lived in this room with you?
Nobody.
You live here alone?
Yeah.
This is no.
Where are you going?
I'm getting out of here.
Wait a minute.
Out of my way.
I want to ask you one question.
Oh,
Who sent you here?
nobody.
Look, honey, I've been around. I know a hired gunsel when I see one.
Matter of fact.
Yes, that is your touch, right?
You're right.
Now tell me who paid you to come here.
No dice.
Was it a guy named Mansfield? Was it?
Sweetheart, in my business, we always protect the client.
Oh, I know it was Mansfield. I should have figured he'd make this kind of a play.
Look, what difference does it make who it was? You come off lucky, didn't you?
Yeah.
And forget it. Now, let me get out of here.
Wait a minute. One more question.
What now?
You were paid to get rid of me. Why didn't you do it?
Look,
I want to know.
I don't kill dames.
Oh. Do you buy dames drinks?
Sometimes.
I'm awful thirsty.
In the same city, a bit later that evening, in the FBI field office, Special Agent Jim Taylor has just returned from an assignment.
Jim,
Oh, yes, Neil.
a call came in for you less than 5 minutes ago. I took the message.
Oh, what was it?
Interstate Bus Company.
Oh, yeah.
The driver you wanted to see is out of town. He'll come over to see you first thing in the morning.
Oh, good.
What are you working on?
It's kind of a strange assignment, Neil.
What's the story?
Well, a thief named Lou Palmer was convicted 2 years ago for sticking up a bank messenger. Over $78,000 was stolen on that job. And the money was never recovered.
I see.
A few days ago, Palmer sent word to the warden at State's prison that he wanted to give some information as to the whereabouts of the money.
What brought that on?
Well, it turned out to be revenge. Palmer revealed that he had 2 Confederates on the job, a man and a woman. They evidently promised to take care of Palmer's family out of the loot. When they reneged, he took.
Who were these people?
Well, the man's name was Larry Kent. The woman, she was Kent's girl. Her name was Vi Sanford.
And you're looking for them?
That's right.
What progress have you made?
Well, we've established that Kent and his girl were living in Cleveland at the time of the robbery. Immediately after it, Kent disappeared.
What about the Sanford girl?
Oh, she stayed on there. Evidently, Kent had walked out on her. She was living in a cheap room and working as a cashier in a restaurant.
Kent apparently wound up with all the money.
That's it.
Has the girl been picked up?
No, she left Cleveland 2 days ago, believed to be headed for here.
I see.
And from what we could gather, she's looking for Kent. She'd been tipped off that he was here.
Jim, do you know where to find her?
No, not yet. This bus driver I sent for may help us on that, though. She was on his bus.
You alerted the local police?
Yes, I gave them the girl's picture, and they're starting a check on all hotels now. We should get something on her very soon.
Oh, Phil, I could go on for hours with all the details, but that's more or less the story.
Sounds like a nice guy.
Oh, charming.
Look, baby, when he walked out on you, didn't he leave you any part of that $78,000?
No.
How about the guy in the can? Did he do anything for him?
Lee Palmer?
Yeah.
Not a nickel's worth. Phil, can we have another drink?
Yeah, sure, honey. Well, waiter, let's have the same thing.
Right.
Vi, how did you tell him here?
Well, like I told you, I was a cashier in this joint in Cleveland.
Yeah.
An old-time grifter came in one night and slipped me a note when he paid his check.
Uh-huh.
The note said he'd seen Kent in this town, that he was using his old name. That's Mansfield.
Oh.
It also said he was doing what he always wanted to do. Well, I knew that meant he was operating a nightclub.
So?
So I called enough joints till I finally nailed him.
He must have been real surprised, huh?
Plenty.
Well, did you ask him for your cut?
Oh, of course. He said he'd bring it to me tonight. Instead, he sent you. He did send you, didn't he?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Are you sorry?
Not now.
Here you are.
Just set him down.
Right.
Phil,
Yeah, baby.
how much was he paying you?
For knocking you off? 5 bills.
Did you collect?
No.
You know, he owes me a pretty good chunk. My end of that job was over 20,000.
Solid numbers.
If you'll take a marker, how would you like to work for me?
Baby, you just made yourself a deal.
Morning, Jim.
Oh, morning, Neil.
Talk to the bus driver?
Yes, he just left here.
Give you anything?
Well, I showed him the Sanford girl's picture, and he definitely identified her. Said she'd come in on his bus all right.
Did he have any idea where she went?
Oh, unfortunately, he didn't.
These pictures just came in, Jim.
No, what are they?
Pictures of Kent.
Oh, fine.
Washington also sent a copy of his records.
Swell, may I skip?
Sure, here you are.
Thanks.
I read it through. There's nothing there at all to indicate where he's been for the last 2 years.
No, I didn't imagine there would be. After all, he wound up with that $78,000, and that's enough for a man to retire on for a few years at least.
Do you think he's gone into some legitimate business?
Could have.
Well, even if he's here in town, he won't be easy to find. Probably changed his name, even his appearance.
Yes, I know.
Jim, I sent Kent's pictures and a copy of his record to the local police. They might have something on him.
Fine, I sure hope so. Oh, I'll get it. Special Agent Taylor. Oh, yes, Sergeant. Yes, that's right. Wait, I'll write that down. Okay. Good work, Sergeant. Thanks a lot. Goodbye. Well, Neil, we're getting some action.
What, Jim?
That was police headquarters. The Sanford girl is registered at the Central Hotel, and I think I'd better get right over there.
Hello, Mr. Mansfield.
Huh? What are you doing here?
Waiting for you.
How did you get into my apartment?
You told me to come here.
Not while I was out.
I don't like to hang around in hallways.
I don't like intruders.
That makes us even.
Did you go to the Central Hotel last night?
Yeah.
Well?
Well, what?
Did you take care of that party?
No.
Huh? Why not?
You didn't tell me it was a dame.
What difference does that make?
That's out of my line.
Look, I made a deal with you.
I got a better offer.
What do you mean?
Better let me tell him, Phil.
Why?
Hello, Larry.
Why? Where did you come from?
Mr. West brought me here.
What?
He's in a brand new business. Now he brings him back alive.
What's this all about?
Give him a rundown, baby.
Sure. Mr. West here is working for me now.
Now, look.
I told him our whole story, Larry. He figures that I'm a lot more reliable to do business with.
What are you talking about?
$78,000.
Huh?
That's the amount you ran out with. Remember?
Now, Vi, in the
Save
first
the
place...
alibis. We haven't got time for that. We haven't got time for any chatter. We just came here to collect.
Collect what?
My end. I figured it out on the way over. It comes to $26,000.
This whole thing's ridiculous.
I want my cut, Larry, now.
You're not getting anything.
Mister, you're in no position to talk that way.
You keep out of this.
I gotta protect my interests. I'm on the payroll.
Get out of here, both of you.
Phil, show him we mean business, huh?
Sure, baby.
Now, wait a minute.
A few more treatments, honey. You'll collect.
May 16th, 1947, this is your FBI on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station. May 16th, 1947, the Equitable Life Assurance Society, which is still around today under a different name. It's still Equitable. May 16th, 1947, this is your FBI and the Professional Killer.
And now back to the FBI file, The Professional Killer.
many times have you heard the expression, there is honor among thieves? Probably 1,000 times. But next time you hear it, you'll know that it is not true. For as proven by tonight's case in the files of your FBI, criminals do not base their actions on loyalty, but on profit. They're always available to the highest bidder. The tragic thing is that they never learn that man cannot live alone, without friendships and alliances. For what is true of nations is also true of people. And if the last war proved nothing else, it proved beyond doubt that every nation is dependent upon every other nation, and that every person on earth is dependent in some measure on every other living human being. Tonight's file continues in Larry Mansfield's apartment. Mansfield, still unconscious, is stretched out on the floor. His erstwhile girl, Vi Sanford, and her gunman confederate are searching the premises.
Find anything in that desk, honey?
No, not yet. Let's see what's in this drawer.
Figured there'd be a wall safe behind one of these pictures.
Oh, this is full of nothing but letters. Why, that dirty cheat. These letters are from dames.
What's the matter?
Look at this. This letter was written 3 years ago. I was still going with him then. My darling Larry, our date last night will be remembered always. How do you like that guy?
Stop being a female. We got work to do.
Look, there's no door on his desk. Where else can he...
Wait a minute. She's coming to.
You better watch him.
Yeah, get right beside him.
Okay. How do we handle it now?
We find out where his dough is. Otherwise, he gets a full treatment.
Good.
What hit me?
You was standing right on the track, mister.
Oh.
Next time, you won't get off so easy.
Can I get up?
Stay where you are.
Larry, we want to continue our discussion. Before you left us, we were talking about $26,000.
I know.
The girl wants her money, mister.
But I tell you...
Look, let me tip you off. From now on, I use a gun. I'll get it up.
I haven't got it here.
Where is it?
In my office at the club.
Where in the office?
In a safe.
Okay. I want you to call the club. Tell them I'm coming over. Tell them I'm getting something out of that safe to bring back to you.
Very well.
How about the combination?
I'll give it to her.
Let me have it now.
Jim.
I'm right down here, Dale.
I've been looking all over for you. The hotel manager said you were on the floor below.
Oh, did you get a search warrant?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Good. This is the Sanford girl's room. I have a pass key.
No sign of her, Jim?
No, she left the hotel early this morning. Hasn't returned since. There was a man with her. He didn't answer to Kent's description. There we are. Go ahead, Neil.
Right.
Thought it might be a good idea to search your room, see if we get any leads.
Now, there's a small bag over there.
Oh, yeah, I'll take a look at it.
I'll see what's in that closet.
All right.
Did the management give you any line on what she's been doing?
No, not much. He said she'd made quite a few phone calls. He's getting the slips together now. We'll pick them up on the way out.
Nothing in this closet.
Wait a minute, Neil. I got something here.
No? What is it?
It's a note.
What's it say?
Well, it's addressed to her from a man who signs himself Joe.
Yes?
It says that he saw Kent here. Kent is using his old name.
Uh-huh.
It also states that he's doing what he always wanted to do.
Doing what he always wanted to do.
That's it.
Well, that really confuses things.
Yes. All we have to do now is find out Kent's old name and what this thing is that he's always wanted to do.
Yes.
But Neil, the Sanford girl must know both these things.
Well, in that case, Jim, she's probably already found him.
Yes, I know, which means she may never come back here. Neil will post someone here to watch for her anyway. Let's go down and pick up those slips of the telephone calls that she made.
West.
Yeah.
Why don't you put that gun away? It makes me nervous.
I'd be nervous without it.
You handled me quite effectively before without a gun.
You didn't know the score then.
Tell me something, will you?
What is it?
Why did you double-cross me?
What do you mean?
You started out in this deal working for me. Why did you switch?
I didn't like the way you operate.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah.
I thought it could have been because you got a better offer.
It had nothing to do with it.
May 16th, 1947, The Professional Killer. This is your FBI on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion follows these important messages from your favorite radio station. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow launching the MyPillow 2.0. Now, when Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he's discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. Of course, the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, but now with brand new fabric with a temperature-regulating thread, it's the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer with my promo code Wyatt. MyPillow 2.0 is 100% made in the USA, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Use my promo code Wyatt or call 1-800-928-4715. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite station. The conclusion now of This Is Your FBI, May 16th, 1947, The Professional Killer.
What has she promised you?
What's it to you?
I'd like to enter my bid.
I don't get it.
If I were to top her offer, maybe you'd come back to my team.
Mister, that's just why I can't do business with you.
Okay. Can we have a drink?
Yeah, I guess so.
There's some scotch in the cabinet there. Would you get it?
Where?
On the lower shelf.
I don't see anything.
Well, that ties the score.
Hey, Jim.
Oh, yes, Neil.
The warden of State's Prison just called me back.
And?
He questioned Lou Palmer about Kent.
Did he come up with anything?
No, he had no idea what Kent's old name was.
How about that business he always wanted to be in?
He knew nothing about that either.
I see.
How are you making out?
Well, I've combed through Kent's record. That didn't give us anything.
Any word from the hotel?
No, I just called there 5 minutes ago. The girl still hasn't returned.
Excuse me, Jim.
Oh, yes, Bob?
Here's a report on those telephone numbers.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Bob, they get a location on all of them?
Yes, it's all there.
Swell. Thanks, Bob.
Are these the calls the girl made from the hotel?
That's right. So she made 21 calls.
Let's see them.
Okay. Here's the first one. Nightclub called the Ace of Clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Next, the Bar 8 Club. Next, the Angel Club.
Are they all nightclubs?
So far, they seem to be. Next 3 are.
Jim, I think we've hit something.
These 4 are clubs, too.
This could be the business Kent always wanted to be in.
Yes, all these calls were to nightclubs.
Did the manager of the hotel give you those calls in the sequence they were made?
No, we said they were all mixed up.
That's too bad. Obviously, the last call she made was where she found him.
Yes, I know.
Well, I guess we'll just have to go to each place and bring Kent's picture with us. That should...
Wait a minute, Neil. I don't think we'll have to do that.
Why not?
Look, all these clubs begin with either the letter A, B, or C.
Uh-huh.
She must have worked from a classified phone book, called each club in the order that it was listed.
Right.
In that case, the Clover Club is the last place she called. Come on, Neil, that'll be our first place.
Come in, Vi.
Where's Phil?
He's inside.
Oh.
Did you get the money?
Yes?
Hope you didn't have any trouble.
No. Thought you said Phil was in here.
There he is.
Where?
Right there on the floor.
What happened?
It's just my turn to hit him.
Say, what is this?
My party now, Vi. Let me have my money.
Wait a minute.
Give it to me, I said. I gather it's in that bag.
It's not your money. It belongs to me, and you know it.
Honey, we're not going into that again. Besides, you will have no need for it.
Why not?
One has to be alive to enjoy money.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to have to kill you, Vi. In fact, I'm killing you both.
Larry, wait a minute.
It'll all be very legitimate, too. See, I came in, found you rifling my apartment, and I had to let you have
You'll
it.
never get away with it.
You forget, honey. In this town, I'm an honest man. Now, would you like it first?
Larry, don't. Don't. Put away that gun.
Sorry, Vine.
Drop that gun. Go on, drop it, I say. Who are you? We're special agents, the FBI.
I'll pick up his gun, Jim.
All right, now.
You heard him. You heard what he was going to do.
Oh, yes, Miss Sanford. We know all about both of you. That's why the manager led us in the back way. All right, Neil. Let's revive that man on the floor and take them all down to the office.
Vi Sanford was sentenced to serve 10 years in a federal penitentiary for bank robbery. Her former accomplice was given a 20-year term for the same crime. Phil West was turned over to the local authorities to be prosecuted on an old murder charge. Thus, your FBI thwarted the plans of 3 criminals, and also apprehended one for whom they had been looking for more than 2 years. 2 years is a long time in the life of a criminal, but not to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, for their patience never runs out. Your FBI never gives up in the search for a criminal, even if it takes 2, 10, or 20 years. No file is ever closed unless it is marked either convicted or dead.
The incidents used in tonight's Equitable Life Assurance Society's broadcast are adapted from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. However, all names used are fictitious, and any similarity thereof to the names of persons living or dead is accidental. Tonight, the music was composed and conducted by Frederick Steiner. Your narrator was Dean Carlton, and Special Agent Taylor was played by Stacey Harris. This Is Your FBI is a Jerry Devine production. This is Larry Keating speaking for the Equitable Life Assurance Society of the United States and the Equitable Society's representative in your community, and inviting you to tune in again next week at this same time when the Equitable Life Assurance Society will bring you another thrilling story from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The Reluctant Thief on This Is Your FBI.
Very busy, very strong night on ABC. 8 o'clock, Dashiell Hammett's The Fat Man. Also, This Is Your FBI at 8:30. And then Break the Bank at 9. And that was probably ABC's biggest hit. And then The Sheriff at 9:30. And then Boxing at 10 o'clock. That's what was going on May 16th, 1947 on ABC, a Friday night. This Is Your FBI from May 16th, 1947, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we go back to another episode of Lum and Abner, thanks to Ted at RadioMemories.com. This episode from May 16th, 1935, as Lum and Abner work with Squire to get the hogs to Chicago, and maybe there should be a statue.
Howdy, everybody. Here we are all ready to take you down to Pine Ridge for another visit with Lum and Abner. And now, let's see what's happening down in Pine Ridge. The citizens of Pine Ridge, who have received hogs from Lum and Abner's hog chain letter, have gone in together and are shipping their hogs to the northern markets. Squire Skimp is handling the sale of the hogs on a 10% commission basis. As we look in on Pine Ridge today, we find Abner down at the Jot 'em Down store. Cedric is just entering after having spent the day helping Squire Skimp load Lum and Abner's hogs for shipping. Listen.
Has Squire got all the hogs loaded up yet, Cedric?
Yes, sir, I seen them out driving together a while ago.
You did?
Yes,
well.
Mom. Yeah, Mr. Lum come by there a while ago, and he sat there and watched us load the hogs up for about an hour.
Well, I do know. Well, oh me, I'm sure glad to get shut of 'em.
Oh, yeah, the last truckload of them left out just a while ago.
Well, them things have been a nuisance, I'll say that.
Yeah, I bet I'm tireder than both of us put together, Mr. Abner. I've been loading hogs over there ever since daylight this morning.
Yeah, well, that's a job, all right. I'm sorry I couldn't have been over there helping you fellers, but I had to stay here in the store. Grandpap had to go over to his place to help load them hogs he had, and Lum, I don't know where all he's been. He ain't showed up here at all since noon.
Oh, well, I told you him and Miss Evelina was out riding a while ago. They sat over and watched us for a while.
Yeah. Well, I just had a notion that's where he was at. He said when he left out of here that he had some important business matters to tend to.
Well, sir, I wished I was one of them hogs.
Wished you was a hog?
Well, I don't reckon I mean that, but I wished I was going to get to ride on a train like there. Clean from here to Chicago.
Well, you wouldn't enjoy it so well, Cedric, if you know they's going to make sausage out of you after you got there.
No, that's right. I reckon not. Mr. Abner, how does hogs ride on a train anyway?
How do they ride?
Yes, Mom, they don't have to buy a ticket like other folks does, do they?
Well, they have a ticket, all right, Cedric, but they don't buy it themselves. Somebody else has to buy it for them.
Well, I've rid on trains once, but I don't recollect seeing no hogs on there.
Well, they don't let hogs sit up there on them nice green cushions, Cedric.
Well, whereabouts do they sit then?
They don't sit. They have to stand up. That's what they get for being a hog.
Yeah, but where do they stand at?
Oh, they've got special cars for them to ride in, Cedric. They put them in cattle cars.
Cattle cars?
Why, sure. They don't let hogs ride in with everybody else.
Yeah, but what they doing putting them in cattle cars? Looks to me like they put them in hog cars.
Well, I don't know, Cedric. I ain't no railroad man. All I know is they put them in cattle cars, for Lum said so this morning. Said they had special cars for them.
Well, that's nice.
How many hogs did you get on your chain letter, Cedric?
Why, I ain't got none yet. I don't think my name's got to the top of the list yet, though. I got started sort of late.
Yeah, well, the trouble is now there's just a few of us that's got all the hogs there are around here. Again, the squire gets done loading these up, why, there won't be over half a dozen left in the whole community.
Yes, Mom, that's what I'm feared of. I'd love to get one back anyway so as I could break even on the deal.
Yeah, well, we won't let you lose nothing, Cedric. If you don't get none back, well, we'll pay you for the one you brung us.
Well, good. I'll quit worrying about it then.
Lord, me and Lum's going to have more money than we know what to do with. Again, Squire sells all them hogs for.
Yes, Mom. You sure had a lot of them, all right, more than anybody else in town, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, I just hope the Squire gets a good price for them.
Yeah. What you aiming on doing with your store here now that you've got so rich?
Oh, I don't know, Cedric. I ain't had a chance to talk to Lum since we made the deal with Squire to sell the hogs for us. Who is that coming up there on the porch?
Oh, it's Mr. Grandpappy.
Oh, yeah. Good. I was afraid it was a customer. Come in, Grandpap.
Well, I never aimed to take so long, Abner. I had to wait for that truck to get there.
Oh, well, now, that's all right, Grandpap. Ain't been nothing doing, no way. How many hogs did you ship?
Why, 23 I turned over to Squire.
23,
I saved out 2 of the best ones for meat hogs. Fatten them up for next fall.
Uh-huh.
That's what you and Mr. Lum ordered, did, Mr. Abner? Save back a few of them.
Oh, I don't know, Cedric. I thought about that, but, Lord me, I don't want to have to go to all the bothering of butchering no more. I'll have enough money from here out to go to the meat market and buy meat when we need it.
Yeah, that's mighty handy if somebody can afford to do it.
Well, Lum says that we'll have enough money to make us dependent for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, you fellers ought to get it right smart from the amount of hogs you sent off.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
There's Mr. Lum driving up out there in front now.
Yeah?
Miss Evelina ain't with him.
No, I reckon Evelina never asked him to stay for supper neither, for if she had he'd have sure stayed. Has Lum been courting Evelina today?
Yes, Mama. I seen them out driving together a while ago.
Oh, Lum, he never passed up an invite to eat in his life. No. You asked him to stay for a meal, he'll always say he ain't got time. Be saying no and pulling a chair up to the table all while he's saying it. And again, he gets that napkin tucked into his collar right good. He ducks his head, and you don't hear no more out of him till he pushes his chair back from a table. He ain't no company to eat with at all.
Yeah, Lum's a terrible eater.
Well, you can't blame him. He stayed over at his place eating his own cooking till he's about half starved, I reckon.
Well, look at that. He must be going somewhere. Got his Sunday suit on there.
Well, yeah. I wonder if he's decided to go to Chicago with them hogs.
Well, he wouldn't have to dress himself up like that to ride with the hogs, would he?
No, that's right. Hey, sort of dressed up this afternoon, ain't you, Lum?
Oh, I don't know. Not special. Just throwed on some old clothes I had around the house there. Why?
Why, that's your Sunday suit.
I know what suit I've got on, Abner, and it ain't my Sunday one.
Why, here it is, too. You've been wearing that blue serge suit to meetings on Sunday for the last 3 or 4 years.
It used to be my Sunday suit. My grannies, I'm going to wear clothes like this every day in the week from here out. Have a cigar, Grandpap. Cedric?
No, thank you, Mom. I don't believe I do.
Yeah, thank you, Lum. What's the matter? You mad 'cause I said that about your suit?
No, I ain't mad.
Well, I just wondered. You never offered me no cigar.
Well, you've got just as much money as I have. Half of them hogs is yours. You can buy your own cigar.
Oh, I never wanted none. I just wondered if you was mad, though.
No, facts is, I was just going to suggest that me and you have a statuary made of us together to put down there by the watering trough across from the post office.
Statuary?
Yeah, I thought it'd be nice for us to put up something for folks to recollect us by.
Recollect us by?
Yeah.
Well, you don't think nothing's going to happen to us, do you?
No, but I just figured us being hog kings of this part of the country, we could have a statuary of me and you standing there with a hog between us. I believe if you're going to honor somebody, do it while he's a-living, so he can see it himself.
You mean just have me and you and the hog just standing there, huh?
Well, either standing there together or us sitting down and the hog standing up.
Yeah, well, I'd rather sit down if we're going to do it, Lum. Let the hog stand.
Now, Swan, Lum, you've been trying to get a statue of yourself put up somewhere around here as far back as I can recollect. Well, I just thought me and Abner's going to have lots of money here now. We ought to do something nice for the town.
Yeah.
Just make a donate of it. That'll cut down our income tax, too, Abner.
Well, if we're going to do something like that, Lum, why don't we just buy a big town clock or something like that that's in the park there at Mena?
Well, now, that's not a bad idea.
Oh, them's nice.
Yeah, I reckon we could work that in there all right. Yeah, I could be standing there with a great big watch in my hand, sort of glancing at it like I just took it out of my pocket to see what time it was. Yeah. Might have old Eddard saying down underneath it to sort of inspire the young folks of the community. Like, like there's no time like the present, or... Oh, nothing. Now, don't try to get me to explain that to you.
Well, let's wait till we get the money from the hogs before we start spending. From Squire.
How many hogs did you feller ship, Lum? Why, all we had over there.
Yeah, I know, but how many did you have?
Why, I counted up yesterday. I figured we had 6,000 and 7,000.
Yeah, that's what you said yesterday, Lum.
I never count them exact, but I counted 1,000 and then multiplied by 5. That'd give me 6,000. See, the 5 I multiplied and then the 1,000 I counted.
Yeah, that's right. 5 and 1 is 6.
Yeah, what I'm talking about, Lum, how many did Squire load on them trucks? Why, all we had over there. We never saved back none. I sat over there and watched him a while ago to be sure he'd taken every one of them.
Well, I'm glad of that, for Elizabeth's just been raising the roof. They got in the yard there and rooted up every one of them snuff bottles that you had the flower beds outlined with.
Well, didn't you fellers get no receipt from Squire showing how many hogs you let him have? Didn't we get no what, Grandpap?
Yeah, what's that?
Receipt. Wait a minute here. Did you, Abner?
Why, no, I ain't saw him. I've been here in the store all day. I ain't seen Squire.
For goodness sake, now you've did it. That's a fine howdy-do. Squire's got all our hogs and shipped them to Chicago, and we ain't got no more ideas how many we let him have than a rabbit. We just have to take his word for it.
And knowing Squire Skimp as we do, that's a very serious oversight on their part. This is Carlton Brickert, speaking for Lum and Abner and Horlicks, who bid you all good night and good health.
Trusting Squire Skimp not in your own best interests. The episode of Lum and Abner from May 16th, 1935, as those hogs, however many there are, heading for Chicago. And a reminder that this episode of Lum and Abner was made possible by our friend Ted, RadioMemories.com, who supplies shows not just for me, but for you on cassette, also on CD, also on flash drive for your computer at a very reasonable cost. Cassette tapes of shows, especially the ones that sound this good, are hard to get a hold of, and Ted will supply those for you. Check him out. All his contact information is at his website, RadioMemories.com. That's RadioMemories.com. Also, visit our webpage, classicradio.stream, where you can not only stream our shows on demand, but we have a list of websites and podcast sites that have our shows available, so you can get those there. You can also find our social media links. You can learn about building a classic radio collection of your own, and if you'd like to support this program beyond supporting our national sponsors, you can buy me a coffee. That Buy Me a Coffee money goes toward us acquiring additional classic radio collections and maintaining our distribution channels, which is fairly expensive. That's at classicradio.stream, classicradio.stream. Have a great day. Tell all your friends the greatest radio shows of all time are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.